Let's take a look at this. John answered and said, well, first of all, they've come to John. And they came to John and said unto him, Rabbi, he that was with thee beyond Jordan, to whom thou bearest witness, behold, the same baptizeth, and all men come to him. They're asking John about Jesus. John answered and said, a man can receive nothing except it be given him from heaven. Ye yourselves bear me witness that I said, I am not the Christ, but that I am sent before him. He that hath the bride is the bridegroom, but the friend of the bridegroom, which standeth and heareth him, rejoiceth greatly because of the bridegroom's voice. This my joy is therefore fulfilled. He must increase, but I must decrease. So, what does this mean? So I'm asking you guys, I'm not going to give you a long lecture today and get all excited and talk about how I think everything fits together. What does this mean? They've come to John because John has testified about the one who is to come, John the Baptist. And John saw the Spirit descend upon Christ at his baptism. And John said, I am not fit to fasten the latchets of your sandals. And Jesus insisted that he baptize him, and John baptized him. John, who has lived in the desert eating locusts and wild honey. John, who has denied himself all sensual pleasures. John, who was excited by the presence of Jesus when John was in his mother's womb and when Jesus was in Mary's womb. This John, the precursor of Christ, the man who prepares the way for Christ, is approached by his own disciples who are saying, who is this guy that you were testifying of, that you told us about earlier? Behold, the Lamb of God who takes away the sins of the world. Who is he? And John says, I am not the bridegroom. I do not get the bride. I am the friend of the bridegroom. But like the best man, I stand outside the wedding chamber and am filled with joy that the bridegroom has taken possession of the bride being the church. He must increase, I must decrease. I told you that I am not the one. He is the one. He must grow greater. I must diminish. What does all of this mean? And what I mean by that is just tell me about how this strikes you. Is this something peculiar to John the Baptist, or does it apply to any Christian? Or does it apply to any non-believer? If someone said to you, I don't believe in Jesus, and I don't care about John the Baptist, so what does this have to do with me? What's he to Hecuba or Hecuba to he, as Hamlet says? What does this have to do with anything? How would you explain this to someone who isn't Catholic or isn't even Christian? Is what John says somehow important? Does it have anything to do with how we live our lives day in and day out? Or is it just John the Baptist being weird? And John the Apostle reporting his weirdness in a way that we don't completely understand. Think about this and try to unpack it. You can read some of the commentaries at Bible Hub or whatever. But don't just be slapdash students. You know what I mean? Don't just give me a sentence and go back to your video game. Actually engage the question. What does this have to do with us that John the Baptist is saying?